I want you to imagine your dream house. Where is it? Is it on the water, in the middle of the city, in the mountains, on a ranch, in the middle of a forest or the jungle? What does it look like? Does it have carpet or tile or hardwoods throughout? Does it have big open windows, French doors, plantation shutters? Does it have a sunroom, an office? Uh, how many bedrooms does it have? What about bathrooms? Does it have a long driveway or circular like I want? How many cars can fit in your garage? What's the size of the land that it's on? Is it acres or maybe a little plot in the city? I bet your house is amazing. Can you see it? Well, now that you see your wonderful, beautiful house with the granite or corkstone countertops in your kitchen, with all your memories and your trinkets and your knickknacks, and all of your family heirlooms, imagine now that it has termites. Horrible sight, isn't it? Well, now you have two options. You can either get an exterminator to get rid of your pest, or you can do nothing and pray that it'll all go away. So, which one will you choose? The first one, right? I mean, that's obvious, duh. But what if you took the second option? How long do you think that you would trust your life, your family memories, your heirlooms, your family to the house that is now being ate up by termites? What would you do to protect your memories? What about the people that you love? How long will you allow it to go on? For most of us, nobody wants to live in a termite-ridden house. We will do everything that we can to get rid of the pests. But unfortunately, we won't do the same thing with our minds. Every day, there are some things that will infiltrate our minds and basically eat away at our potential. What are those pests, you're wondering? Well, those are our thoughts. We have positive ones that empower us and help us make great gains and success, while we have negative ones that set us up for failure, that if we leave unchecked, will destroy our destiny. The thoughts inside of us have created a war in us. It's the positive against the negative. 2 Corinthians 10 says, "For we wrestle not against the physical, but we are mighty before God for the pulling down of strongholds." Basically, our mind is in a war, and anything that the negative thoughts have infiltrated has become a stronghold in our mind. You can't afford to just think anything and allow things to stay in your mind. Those things will control your life and kill the success and destiny that you have in your life. There's a famous quote that people say a lot, and they put it on billboards and bulletin boards, especially in my school. They say, "Watch your thoughts, for they become your actions." Oops. Sorry. Watch your thoughts, for they become your words. Watch your words, for they become your actions. Watch your actions before they become your habits. Watch your habits, for they become your character. And watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. Remember, your destiny can be anything, good or bad, but it all starts with a thought. So, what does this have to do with business, Tamisha? Our mind is the most valuable thing that we have, our most valuable asset. It will make or break us. Most failures happen because we fail to think in a correct, successful way. It's not a physical knowledge or education failure. It's a mindset failure. In later videos, we'll talk about all of the different mindsets that can hinder us from being successful in our business. But right now, let's talk about a little example from my life. When I was in college, I had to basically teach a class. It was one of the classes where you had to get up and you had to teach a chapter. I guess because the teacher was lazy. I don't know. But she taught for a certain part of the year, and then she made everybody else pick a chapter and teach the chapter. I had my frat sister teaching with me, but I had bad experiences before getting up and speaking in front of others, so I really didn't want to do it again. I was terrified. I was shaking and I felt sick and nauseous. I purposely got there early so to calm my nerves, but then I forgot something in my car, so I had to run to get it and then run back, or else I would be late for class. And I just remember being out of breath and sick and shaking and nauseous. And by the time I got back to the room, I was hyperventilating. I thought I was just out of breath. But by the time it was my turn to speak, I hyperventilated throughout the whole speech, the whole lesson, the whole chapter. It was so embarrassing. And needless to say, I didn't get a good grade on that. So from that day forward, I just believed that teaching was never in my cards. There was no way I was going to get up in front of people and talk and teach them anything. And speeches, that was over with. And even to this day, I still fear getting in front of people and speaking. And ironically, I am a teacher. But despite the fact that I've been teaching for 9 years, for a good 4 years of it, I was terrified. I was nervous. I believed I couldn't do it. And for those 4 years, I honestly couldn't. What I believed became my reality. So, now that I told you a story about me, think about you. Before you had any failures, any frustrations, confusion, what were you thinking about? What were you thinking after that failure? What did you say? What did you say after the failure? Were they positive thoughts? Were they negative thoughts? Were you prepared for whatever bad thing that happened? Or were you cocky and believed that it couldn't happen to you and just went with the flow and then realized you got smacked in the face with reality? All of these things, all of these thoughts affect our outcome and can shape us either negatively or positively in the way that we do things. So, I believe in homework. I'm a teacher after all, and I believe that you can't learn anything and do any better in what you're trying to do unless you practice what you do. So I believe words are power. Proverbs 18:21 says, life and death are in the power of the tongue, and thoughts are extremely powerful, and they can only be stopped when you say something to stop it. So, number one, this is what I want you to do. Whenever you have a feeling, a negative feeling, whether it be anger, hurt, fear, frustration, confusion, you're critical, you're gossipy, you want to talk about somebody, or whatever it is, I want you to stop and I want you to think about what you're thinking about. Is your thoughts positive? Will it help you in any way? Or will it hinder you? Will it help others? Or will it hinder them? If it helps, when you think about it, write it down. And think about how you felt during that situation. And then step two, I want you to say out loud, you make the decision to do something different. T. Harv Eker, which is a awesome motivational mind speaker, businessman, and he wrote the book Secrets of a Millionaire Mind, which is an awesome book, by the way. I really think you should read it. But he tells his mind when he has situations that arise like this, he says, "Thank you for sharing, but I believe this," or "but I choose to believe this." So, how can this work for you? Let's say you have a tub of ice cream and you are trying to lose weight and you just have to have that ice cream. And so you're going to do everything in your power to get the ice cream, and your mind is screaming for the ice cream, ice cream, ice cream, ice cream. And you have a choice to make. And the best choice is to say, thank you for sharing, but I choose to get an apple instead. Or thank you for sharing, but I choose to get grapes instead. Or thank you for sharing, but I choose to get out of this house before I grab this ice cream. Something to that nature. Or what if you hate exercising because you hate to sweat? I have tons of friends like that. I just don't like to sweat. I don't get it. It's a natural process. Why would you hate it? But anyway, you hate to sweat. So you don't exercise because your mind says, I feel nasty when I sweat. So the appropriate response is, thank you for sharing, but I choose to walk 20 minutes a day, or I choose to do yoga, or I choose to dance my life away, whatever, okay? Something. God gave you all these joints for you to do something with, not to sit on the couch and watch, Real Housewives of Atlanta all day, okay? You got to get up and do something, all right? Shameless plug. Exercise, all right, people? All right, also, what if you're in traffic, it's gridlock, and somebody cuts you off and you almost hit them? Now, your mind says to curse them out. But the appropriate response is to say, thank you for sharing, but I choose to believe the best. I choose to believe that they were in a hurry, they didn't see me. I choose to believe that maybe they're having a bad day and my response will just make it worse. And pray for them and go on about your business. Yeah, that last one is hard. It's hard for me too. But I urge you to try it. And I want you to let me know how you do with this. It's easy to say all of these things, but it's a harder thing to actually do and make happen. But I guarantee you, once you get your mind in control, the world is your oyster. You can do anything you want, and that's what I want for you. So that's my time now, people. Until next time, be blessed with joy, love, health, prosperity without strife. And by all means, do everything to live your best life.